Hello, this is Shae Spitz with Business Unscripted, and I am here with Tonya Wemhoff with Wemhoff Consulting. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, thanks for asking me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about a history of who you are, where you came from, and how you got to where you are today.
Well, I started with StaffCo Employment Services in 1993. We
Okay.
were the first staffing company in Columbus, and I learned so much about the different businesses. I mean, Columbus has a plethora
Yes.
of unique individual type businesses that you wouldn't find elsewhere.
Yeah. So when you say you started StaffCo, I mean,
Mhm.
did you actually start it or was it something that you bought into a franchise? Was it? No, it was not. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love hearing people's stories. So how did you get to that point? Like, how did you think this was a need for the Columbus community?
Well, actually, it was an accident.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about that.
I'm a teacher by trade. I have a master's in education. And I moved here with my ex husband to Columbus. And we noticed there was a need because there are a lot of manufacturers in this area that are
Mm-hmm.
seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
So there are times when you need more employees and times when you don't. So what happened was I found a partner who had run a staff leasing, which is a little bit different from temp. And so he lived in Illinois, but he helped me put it together. We launched it in 93 and I then sold it 25 years later in 2017.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I thought I was retired.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Honestly, what I hear more than anything is like an entrepreneur never truly retires because they think you do, and you get to the point you're like, nope, I'm done. But then you just get so bored because you were just so busy doing things, and you enjoy starting businesses almost. So then what happened after 2017? Where'd you go from there?
Well, I sold in 2017 and I thought, oh, I'm going to relax. I'm going to do reading and just take my time. But then a friend of mine came to me probably the end of 2019 and said, hey, I'm a business coach. I have clients that have these HR questions that I just can't answer.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, why don't you start a business? And I go, what? I said, you got to be kidding me. No, no, no. I really think this is something. I mean, you have 20 years, 25 years of experience
Mm-hmm.
from being an owner. So I have the owner's viewpoint,
Mm-hmm.
but I also know what it's like as, trying to place people in different jobs and what you have to look for in that. So I sat around and thought about it and I was bored.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good thing that she came to me because I was really bored
Yeah.
and I didn't even realize it,
Mm-hmm.
completely. And so then I started, um, well, I started in 2020, which was the best thing to do. In
Yeah.
January, I was going to, I live in Clark, so because my husband, farmer, wouldn't move the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would come into Columbus, start my networking just like I did when I had StaffCo, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
all familiar. And then slam the door of a COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here I am as a baby boomer, not a techie person.
Yep. Yep.
And so all of a sudden I had to go get myself updated on how to run a laptop Zoom, learn breakout rooms, had to get an external camera, had to get a decent microphone. So it's
Mm-hmm.
total learning curve.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And in the process, what I realized my true passion is connecting people.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I realized that now don't laugh too hard, but if you think of Snoopy and his friends,
Yeah.
and there's that character called Pigpen, and he's the one that walks around with all the dirt around him and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I like visual. Okay.
Yes,
So
I do
that's what,
too. I'm a
okay.
visual person for sure. Yes.
So if you take all that dirt and you put it above your head, it's a dark cloud. So what I'm seeing even now is this dark cloud of uncertainty. We're
Mhm.
all under it.
Mhm.
I mean, we're uncertain about COVID. We're uncertain about regulations, mandates, and then we worry about our family.
Mhm.
So how are we supposed to do our jobs?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I realized at that point in time that I really had to dig deep, really had to find as much information. I joined different groups. I've gone on Facebook groups and that to find out, okay, what am I seeing?
Mhm.
So I took all these courses and everything online. And by 2021, I started putting together, I launched a private employee issues mastermind.
Okay.
And it is a weekly Zoom conversation that's open to anybody. It's private because as employers and HR people, you don't want to know anybody to know something's not going right.
Right. Yes.
But we're all facing the same issues.
Yes.
And so if we can come together, share those ideas, and then maybe develop some ways to implement them.
Or find a solution, kind of bounce ideas off of one another.
Yes. And what's really, really cool is when you get a group of people together and the ideas start flowing. Oh my gosh. Well, I like that idea, but what if we did it this way? Oh, what about this? Because if we could do that, we could do this. I like it better. I mean, I enjoy working one-on-one.
Yes.
With a client. But when you get a small group together, the ideas are like a springboard.
Yeah, I would agree.
So then from there, I got myself a coach because, oh my gosh, if you watch my first videos on
on Zoom,
yes, I was like, this is Tonya's HR tips. I didn't move, and I had a very monotone voice. I did.
Yeah. Well, I would say you've come a long way from now. You're using your hands and you're doing all that, so you're even more comfortable now.
So then what I did is after I belong to CARA, which is an Exceptional Personnel Association.
Okay.
Here in Columbus, we're affiliated with SHRM, which is a national organization. And I've learned a lot through the people that I've worked with there. I've done a couple of presentations. And so what I eventually ended up doing in the fall of last year, I launched my program, Create a Culture So Good No One Wants to Leave. And I'm so excited about it. I started the beta last fall.
Okay.
And basically it starts with culture. If you already have your culture, that's okay. Your values in that. But what you need to do then is figure out how you're going to communicate. Because through our culture and through our engagement is the one true way to bring our employees and staff and management together. Because that dark cloud's not going away. Yeah. And there's probably going to be some other things thrown up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to go on. So I have a 14-week program.
Okay.
And it's weekly Zooms. And I also have a fantastic hub. Oh my God.
A fantastic what?
Hub. And
okay.
It's like a website. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's on a platform called Searchy. And when I have my course housed there, okay?
Okay.
So I have videos for different pieces of the course that they watch beforehand, then we come together and talk about it.
Yeah.
So they have access so they can watch it whenever they want.
Wow.
Or they can print off the transcript if they'd rather read it.
Yeah.
And then I have attachments with details and templates if they need those.
Yeah.
And what's really super about this, I used it with another coach. And what's cool is there's a search bar. Okay, so let's say you wanted to find out about empathy.
Yeah.
Okay, type that word into the search bar, hit enter, and it brings up all the videos that word's used in. Then it tells you how many times it was said. Then if you open the video, you can, and the transcript, it's highlighted throughout, so you can go specifically to that spot. Because I don't know about you, but even on my own and being at home, there's never enough time.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah,
so
I agree.
That's why I really like it.
That's awesome. So now is it something, are they videos of you? Oh, so you created all the videos and the content. Okay. Okay. Yes. So then this course this 14-week course, so you are, help me understand this a little bit better. So are you trying to be that bridge between the employer and the employee and creating that positive culture and atmosphere? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, exactly. Because it's going to be a different journey for each business. Because whatever they create within the program is going to be specific to their business. And each business is so different that's why I like the small group, because the bouncing of ideas, what might work in an insurance office still might work in a manufacturing setting, only change just that little bit.
Yeah. So this 14-week course, now is it only employers who are there, or is it going to be, I guess, what's your
good question
niche?
I'm finding that my niche, it's hard because I'm dealing with businesses, Owners would be ideal, but owners are too busy. I know as an owner, I had so many balls I kept trying to keep in the air. I'm trying to focus and get down that road to make sure I'm profitable. So I'm finding that HR or even office manager, somebody that, can take the time and put it together and work with the owner afterwards is a better venue.
I would absolutely agree with that. I would agree because they're kind of the person, because the owners are not always there and present in the building or the atmosphere, but the manager or the HR is usually there all the time. So if they can see what's going on and try to implement these different techniques that I guess obviously I don't know how that all works for you, but so they have classes that they can, or videos that they can go back and watch, and then you guys will meet weekly on these Zoom calls.
Right. And the nice thing is, they have lifetime access to the hub. So they can go back and look at it after the course. I also set up a meeting 3 months afterwards so that we can look back and say, where are we at? What has happened? What will we change? What needs to be added into the process? And they can also show the videos to their staff.
Yeah.
Different parts.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially empathy. And it's funny that you say culture, because when I'm watching YouTube, there's always a video that comes up, and I hear it almost every single day, and it says 90% of employees say that culture is the most important part of their business or of their employment. And I agree. If you don't like the atmosphere, you might like your job, or some people might hate their job, but realize that it's not really the job that they don't like, it's the atmosphere and the culture that they don't like. So then if you find a different company that does the same thing, but it's got a better culture, you might actually truly love that actual particular job. So, I mean, is that kind of what you find? Is that?
Yes. Or it can be the flip side where they have values, mission, and vision. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I did start in business is I wanted to make sure that business owners and leaders did not make my mistakes.
Okay.
So I did my mission, I did my vision, right?
Yeah.
Put it in a beautiful frame, slapped it up on the wall, and that's the last time I visited. So you either have them where people are actually using the culture. Now, when I've done presentations, I find sometimes the employees, it's difficult for them to align or assimilate it, So that's where you encourage and talk about communicating that culture to the employees, because that will connect them. And you're absolutely right. If they understand the culture and it's inviting and it makes them feel at home, they're going to want to stay there.
Yeah.
I also have what's called the engagement triangle.
Okay.
Because if you look at the triangle, it's stable, right? If one piece is gone, it falls flat.
Yep.
So in order to have engagement, you can do it in your work processes. Doesn't have to be an extra added activity, but you need empathy, connection, and communication. And by empathy, they have to be heard.
Yeah.
They have to know that we care. Connection, that's just simply giving the opportunities when they can come together and get to know each other. And then communication has to be frequent, it has to be clear, and it has to be transparent and ongoing. And sometimes that's so hard.
It is. I'd agree. I agree. It can be very difficult. Communication can be the biggest roadblock if you're not communicating often and well. I mean, and then things get dropped and people misunderstand, and then
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. So if somebody listening to this, if they want to get to know more about your program, and how would they get in touch with you, or how could they get signed up, and then what does it cost them?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. I am launching Create 1.0.
Okay.
It starts on March 1st, which is an introductory piece of it, and it's $2,997 with lifetime access to the hub.
Okay.
With 3 half-hour one-on-one consultations. And then I have templates and that in there also. And all they have to do is contact me at Tonya at wemhoffconsulting.com.
Okay. You want to spell that just in case if anybody,
Yes.
okay? We'll put it in the description, but.
Well, mainly because Tonya spelled.
It can be, yes.
Yes. So it's Tonya, Tonya, at Wemhoff, WEM as in Mary, HOFF as in Frank, consulting.com.
Okay. Okay. And your phone number?
402-276-1047.
Okay. And then this does not need to be, you'll do one-on-one, but this is mostly going to be virtual, right? Like they wouldn't need to
Always, yes.
travel. They can do it from out of state if somebody's listening. I'm assuming that's maybe, but are you trying to focus more in a certain area?
No, I'm focusing on the small businesses right now.
Okay.
And I think that they're the ones that are, well, when you don't have a big HR, department, you don't have opportunities to get out and learn things or even share things. So that's and I'm not limiting it to any physical area.
Okay.
Although my heart's here in Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of want to maybe focus on this, but you'll want to be able to grow and expand to other areas. So, to kind of finish this up, what would you say is the best advice you have received to help you in your professional career?
One of the things that I've heard recently is completion is better than procrastination, or perfect. Completion is better than perfect.
Yep. I agree with that. I love it. And I know you were going to say or something about procrastination, or you said it anyway, but that is also, I know, but like if you just do it, you'll be good. So, well, I appreciate you coming here and talking to me about your business. So if anybody is interested, obviously reach out to her via email, phone number, and I'm sure you have some social media panels as well that we can
My profile's public, so if they want to go up Tonya Wemhoff, they'll find it.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Shae.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You are welcome, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thanks.